Hi again, my name is Lekha Sapers, and I'm the author of Rhode Island Computer Museum's Data Storage Series, a grant partnership with the Rhode Island Council for Humanities. And I introduced this podcast before, but just to reiterate, this is concurrent with a series of blog posts, and is an exploration of miscellaneous data storage technologies from its most primitive era, coming in with punch cards, till now. To learn more, visit the Rhode Island Computer Museum website at ricomputermuseum.org. And if you're interested in me, you can visit Lekha Sapers, that's LekhaSapers.github.io. Okay, imagine this. It's around 1963. And Philips introduces the compact cassette, a small portable medium designed for music and voice recordings. It's affordable, it's easy to duplicate, and it's delightfully portable compared to the bulky reel-to-reel systems of the day. The cassette is all the general public ever wanted, so they quickly became a household staple, transforming the way we consume audio. But this is where things get really interesting. By the early 1970s, as personal computing was just beginning to stir on the horizon, innovators were faced with a conundrum. Early microcomputers and hobbyist projects needed a way to store and retrieve digital data, but the existing methods like punch cards, magnetic core memory, even reel-to-reel tapes were too cumbersome or prohibitively expensive. So now we bring in the humble audio cassette tape. Now at this point in time, engineers discovered that they could repurpose the cassette tape by encoding binary data into sequences of audio tones. Using a technique called frequency shift keying, ones and zeros were transformed into distinct tones. Suddenly, that everyday tape recorder became a digital data vault, an accessible, cost-effective way to load computer programs and to store files. In the early 1970s, home computers like the TRS-80 and the Commodore PET started integrating cassette interfaces. And this wasn't just a clever trick, it was a breakthrough that democratized computing. Suddenly, computer enthusiasts no longer needed expensive proprietary storage devices. They could simply use a standard cassette recorder to experiment with programming, paving the way for a whole new era of individualized innovation. And the 1980s witnessed the golden age of cassette data storage. Machines like the Sinclair ZX Spectrum and Commodore 64 relied on cassette tapes to distribute software and save user programs. And those beeps, those hisses, that familiar sound of a program loading from a tape, that audio signature truly became the soundtrack of a generation. For many, it evokes a lot of memories, including those of late-night coding marathons, or the joy of seeing a beloved soundtrack come to life. Now, as the demand grew, manufacturers responded by developing specialized peripherals to improve reliability. Take the Commodore dataset, for example, a dedicated cassette interface that refined data transfer through precise modulation and error checking, drastically reducing errors and making cassette storage a practical solution for everyday computing. But the innovation didn't stop at just hardware. Software developers created calibration tools to fine-tune cassette recorders, adjust volume levels, and even recover data from imperfect recordings. These grassroots solutions extended the life of cassette storage, nurturing a vibrant community of users who shared tips, tricks, and creative workarounds. Moving on to the mid-1980s, floppy disks started to dominate, offering faster access and greater reliability. Though cassette tapes eventually took a back seat, their legacy, as usual, endures. In many parts of the world, especially where resources are limited, the cassette provided an accessible entry point into the digital revolution. Today, cassette data storage is celebrated not just as a relic, but as a testament to human ingenuity. Retro computing enthusiasts and collectors still cherish the tactile experience of handling a cassette tape, the nostalgia of its loading sounds, and the clever engineering that turned an audio medium into a digital lifeline. It's a pioneering chapter in the evolution of digital technology, a story of resourcefulness, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of progress.